Daryl Bosso is with Rocha Ghana. Rocha Ghana is involved in ensuring that our environment is properly protected. Now, Daryl is the Deputy National Director for Rocha. Daryl, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
And thank you very much, Sanda. Good evening to you.
Good evening. We started a campaign against galamsey here on 97.3 Citi FM. Everybody joined. The government made it a campaign promise, and the government has been executed, set up a 10-minister member committee. The chairman of that committee came out with a report, which report we have been discussing for 2 weeks or so now. And it has to do with the government's own commitment to the fight against illegal mining and, for that matter, the destruction of our river bodies and our environments. From where you sit, having seen this report, would you be shocked, or it is, some sort of vindication for you based on all the campaigns you've been engaging in the past?
Thank you very much, Sanda. I think, yes, we've had time to review the report ourselves as well. And I would say that we are shocked by the level of complexity on the part of persons and government and also persons connected politically, but not really surprised to the extent that a lot of these issues that the report talks about are issues we've seen signs on the ground in many ways that we've complained about. I mean, I take a mention of the fact that we realize that when issues of persons in government are found culpable and engaging in illegality, we end up not seeing government action eventually, and sometimes the president comes even to clear these people who are found. And a particular case is also mentioned is here is the Akunta mining. Now, if you look also at the work that the Vanguard did and Operation Halt and all of that, one of the key challenges they talked about is also the fact that after they've gone to the ground, made all the arrests, confiscated equipment, we did not follow through the prosecution. And this has also been the very same issue that the report talks about. So you see that we have a law that is really punitive enough, but we don't really have a strong compliance and enforcement regime to ensure that it's deterrent enough. And that extends to people in government and people who are politically connected. So that alone tells you that a lot of the issues, even if we are doing a lot of banter on air as to whether it is true or not, everything out there tells that this is exactly what. And so we see the report as more or less trying to give us some, I would say, points of entry, more or less in terms of evidence, to tell us, look at this particular area, look at this particular person, and their work in terms of interference in the work of government. So I believe that the report has only shed light on all the issues and the challenges that the fight against galamsey has faced. It is up to the president to have taken action, and when this report was delivered to his office in 2021.
Moving forward, the government's position is that this is a catalogue of personal complaints and observations by the former minister. Should it end there? There is a demand by one group for a bipartisan probe. Would that even come to anything? How do you think this report should be dealt with, considering that it's even 2 years old already?
Yes, I would say that it's very unfortunate for the president to say this after the report coming from a minister he's so trusted and has so much confidence in. And I think what we need to be asking the president himself is that when this report came to him, what did he do with it? I think he has so far not responded to that question. Because if you look at the way issues of how Akunta mining played out, and also how certain mining concessions continue to be given close to rivers and streams, despite the many announcements that some of these areas are red zones and no-go areas, you see that the presidency is talking a lot about his commitment, but in terms of action, there's nothing being done. And I do not agree that we should leave this support to just die and naturally, as most cases have done, particularly when it comes to mining. We need an independent entity. And I agree with the member of parliament for already petitioning Shah. We would have done the same, but it's good that that petition has gone. So I think that is how we should look at it. And we need to ask both parties, particularly the NDC and the MPP, because both of them have been benefiting from the the mess in the system in terms of the poor compliance and the political capture of the illegal mining sector and how it is benefiting. And I think the report also did mention that. So I think we don't need to leave it to them. Let's leave the issue to try to deal with it. But I think it's also time for the president to really try and salvage any trust whoever has in him. Because I think now it's our trust and confidence in him to deliver on the promise to deal with galamsey, even put his presidency on the line, is very much in doubt. And I find it very difficult to believe anything they will say now in terms of their commitment to putting the first, because there are more damning revelations to come across in terms of the way mining concessions were issued out for, or permits were issued for prospecting. But if you look at the substance of what most of these companies went to do, they actually went in there to do full-scale mining. And these people should all be brought to book, and the law should take its course, taking action against them. And until the government does that, we will not take their commitment very seriously.
Finally, there's a debate online over whether or not the government should even be spending money planting trees like it does every year, because we've already seen a target for this year. The Minister for Lands has said that there's a target to plant 10 million trees or so. There is a view that since we are planting the trees only to cut them down and mine, we should not even waste our resources doing that. What's your view as a Rocha?
Yes, I think, Sandra, I agree with many people who have said that we shouldn't be wasting money doing this green Ghana thing. We have said time and again that this is very critical resources that the Forestry Commission needs for the men and women on the ground in the communities, in the district level, trying to protect our forests reserves. This one day target of planting several trees in a day, we don't think is really going to achieve anything. What needs to be done is for us to protect existing forests and make sure that any further attempt to destroy these areas are halted. Now, when you see actions by the president or by the executive, even challenging its own citizens who are trying to protect rivers and water bodies across the country, in the case of cases like Asua Forest and the issues of Tanomini and all of that, then you ask yourself, do we really need to be wasting our time with this? And certainly, we don't think that this should be the case. We believe that if this money is available, they should give it to the Forestry Commission as they do, because they beef up the operational funds and allow them to be on the ground. Because a lot of these forest reserves that we say we are planting trees are outside them, are all exposed significantly, and there's farming going on in these places, illegal logging, and for some of them who are close to mining areas, we have illegal mining activities going on around them. So I think there's more to be done on the ground than what we do with all the pomp and pageantry in the city with so-called Green Ghana agenda.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's Daryl Boso.
He's
He's Deputy National Director of Rocha, Ghana.